Hello everyone, welcome to the afternoon pitching session for xEdu's Spring 2018 cohort. Today is about celebrating the startup ecosystem that Helsinki has created in collaboration with numerous organizations. We belong to that group, we belong to that community, and we are pretty proud of where and with whom we have been able to work. So I'm Matti Hämäläinen. I'm representing xEdu Accelerator. Our mission is to build a global community of education enthusiasts who want to make business out of education, who are willing and able and thriving towards utilizing the potential that education expanding world is offering today. The reason why we're interested in education is because the industry is growing at double-digit numbers per year. The e-learning expenditure is growing at more than 20% per year, which means that it's really incredible growth. We know that the world of education in general is changing. We kind of know the direction, but we know that the existing organizations, like in many other fields related to startups, the existing industry cannot respond to the challenges that the 21st century is presenting. The only way to solve these issues is through startups. We are on the verge of digital disruption. We have already seen big transformation of many industries, where Lyft or Uber do not own any cars. They don't need it because they are offering their products as service. Same for Airbnb. They do not own real estate. Skype does not own infrastructure. And still they're doing incredibly fast-growing business and offering services that were not available 10 or 20 years ago. We know that in one way or another, this disruption will affect the schools as well. Today, schools are not places anymore. Schools are not about steel, bricks, or walls. These walls are breaking down, and school is turning into a global community. Education is being democratized, meaning that anyone can offer their teaching services, and anyone can get those whenever they want to, however they want to. And this is what our startups are basing their businesses on. They are developing techniques, methods, services, and support for the 21st century learning. And again, this learning does not constrain itself into school buildings anymore. It can take place anywhere. In your car, when you're walking in nature, when you're at home. And school teachers cannot penetrate this world anymore, so we need something different. What we can do as a community is that we can build an ecosystem that will be supporting these brave startups who are conquering the world and leading from front, showing us what the future will look like. We cannot do it on our own. We need to have support from many different sides. xEdu places itself between the communities that are providing business expertise for growing startups, for rapidly increasing the size and scale, customer base of your company, with the communities from pedagogical world, from education side, who are building, making sure that approaches are pedagogically proof. They're guaranteeing 21st century style learning and also the technologies that enable these methods to be used and expanded globally. Today I would particularly like to thank Helsinki City and Nuco, who have been making this journey for us possible, and also for so many startups that are already showing signs of blooming. Without your support, none of this would have been happening. So at this point, I would suggest a round of applause for City of Helsinki and Nuco for arranging an event, which is the first startup day, but clearly there will be predecessors. So this will be an annual event, and it will be expanding, hopefully like a startup, so it will be bigger and bigger every year. We also have support from other directions. So there's a community that's standing behind us, saying that you are doing the right thing. Without their help, it wouldn't be possible for us either. And we are in the happy situation where we can be the facilitator who brings all these different areas of expertise together and offers a service. In our case, it's a very condensed acceleration program that serves our in-home customers, our startups. All of our startups go through a 3.5-month acceleration journey. You will hear the results that this acceleration journey has produced today from the mouth of our startups. This is an intensive period that's also based on a small community of startups who are in a relevantly same stage, so that the individuals can spar each other, so that every individual within a team can learn from their peers within their own organization or within their cohort from the other startups. And this type of support is ensuring that the startups will be at the top of their game when the time comes to realize their goals, to start expanding their business, to become more and more international. Today, we are proud to have almost 50 startups in our alumni pool. That's a huge number, and all of these startups are still growing. Personally, it would be nice to see some of them to realize that, okay, our idea wasn't good enough. We need to try something else. For some reason, so far, this hasn't happened to any of our startups, which is a sign that we are doing something in the right way. 7 of the startups from this spring's 2018 batch will be presenting their stories next. And 2 of our former alumni will also be joining the pitching session after this spring cohort is through. What is worth mentioning is that about 5 hours ago, we also opened our system for receiving applications for our next batch of acceleration. So the application period is open until 8th of August. If you are interested, if you have a startup that you think would be suitable for our program, please apply. The program will start in September and last until halfway of December. And again, if you're not convinced, if you're not sure if you should, then please discuss with our alumni. They can share what they have experienced, and they can help you decide whether it's worth your time or not. Without further ado, I'm proud to present the Spring 2018 batch of xEdu. The first one to present will be LessonApp. Welcome on the stage.
Ali is a primary school teacher in a rural area. She is teaching the way she's been taught, Teacher is talking and the students are listening. According to research, this is not promoting learning well. Heli is a teacher too. She has resources, but she is longing for new ideas every day, but doesn't have time to find them. How can we help both of the teachers in cost-efficient and innovative way? We have created LessonApp, which is a mobile tool to design lessons. The background is in modern research-based pedagogy. It gives structure for lessons and helps teachers with planning work. There are a variety of different kinds of teaching methods to choose from. And you can save your own lesson plans and browse other users' plans, so teachers around the world. It creates like a database of ready-to-teach lessons you have access to. And it's a shortcut to tested teaching models, as we have tested them here in Finland for decades. And as you know, they do work. We create community around LessonApp, like a teacher's lobby in the schools, where teachers learn from each other, can share and support each other. We have presented LessonApp in many countries and the feedback has been amazing. They all love it and they find that there is something new in it. Here is our wonderful team. We have pedagogical expertise, technical expertise, and we are all passionate about making the change in education. Here we are at the moment. We have showcased LessonApp in many countries, and pilots are taking place next autumn in these 3 locations. There are 65 million teachers around the world, and if we want to reach the quality education target for all, that would mean that we need 70 million teachers more. If we get 1% of them to use LessonApp, it would mean 65 million euros yearly revenue by selling LessonApp licenses. How are we going to grow? We would need strategic advisors, investors, and 100,000 euros to start with for content and app development and go-to-market. Think if Ali, Heli, and all the other teachers would have access to LessonApp, would feel themselves competent, and the joy of learning would look like this. Do you want to make the impact with profit? We are ready.
Thank you, LessonApp. Thank you. So, do we have questions? We still have about a minute and a half for a few questions.
For the questions, we also have, we don't have a competition here because every one of our spring batch is a winner already. But we do have also a distinguished jury, which consists of Edu Capital, which is the first European venture capital focusing to EdTech. Marie-Christine Levé and Litsi Marek, all the way from Paris, France. Please give a round of applause. And then from Denmark, futuristic venture capital company, Christian Jansen. Please give a round of applause. And Christian has also already made an investment to one of xEdu alumni, i.e. Cyan Games. So I give the first questions to you.
Hello, yes, we are wondering what is your business model, what will be your business model?
There will be a free version of LessonApp to get hooked and to try it. And then we are selling licenses to schools and municipalities and possibly to governments as well. You can also, as an individual user, download your own app on App Store or Play Store.
Anything else?
And what kind of content do you have on your app? What kind of content, the content that you will have or that you do have?
So the app itself, it includes a very easy to use tool which gives like pedagogical knowledge and structure for lessons. there are hundreds of teaching methods to choose from, and then there are ready-to-teach lessons already, and every user is adding his or her own plans to the database as well. So there will be a huge amount of lessons to get inspired, to get new ideas, or even to have it as your own.
Thank you. Once more. Next on the stage is M to Talent.
Good afternoon. My name is Janne Vainio. I am from M to Talent. I'm 55 years old, but many years ago when I was in high school, lots of younger than now, I didn't have slightest idea actually what is my potential, what are my strengths. And actually lots of us has many difficult career decisions to make throughout our lifetime. When we are studying, when we are working, when we are applying for a job. At the same time, there are also other people who need that information of our potential. There are recruiters, there are school counselors, and of course, HR people in the companies we are working for. They need information of our potential, what are our strengths. And nowadays, everything actually is based on CV. And what does CV tells? It tells about your past, what you have studied, what you have done, but it doesn't tell about your potential. Nowadays, it is possible to model your potential, what's your natural behavior, what's your personality, what's your motivations with modern technology. And we have created a service where you can do that. Our match service, individuals can make a profile with contents of your CV information, but also quality result of different online tests, which gives out your potential. Our customers make their profile, they get instant feedback of their strengths, and of course, they can take part in digital market where they can be hired. On the other side of the service, there are organizations who need that information, and if that individual let them see that information, they can use that for their purposes. The first version of our service is ready. We have created an application for individuals and for the organizations. And our first customers are using the service. First, big customers who are using our service are the cities of Helsinki, Espoo, and Vantaa, who are using match service for employment services. We are developing our service further with quality AI partners from University of Jyväskylä and of course IBM Watson. We have already started piloting our service internationally. We are piloting it in Dubai, and within xEdu program we are investigating how we can actually make better service also for the students, how they can actually get information from the service. Our business model will be freemium to premium. We expect pretty fast growth in our key market areas, which are Nordic, Middle East and North Africa, and then of course later rest of the world. The key figures we are looking for is of course the number of freemium users, then the conversion rate, ARPU, and then of course churn, which is inevitable. We have a really experienced team and good enders already, and what we are looking for right now is 250,000 investment. We just got good information from Business Finland with our tech escrow was accepted.
Thank you. So, distinguished jury, any questions for Janne?
Can you talk a little bit more about why you're the right team to solve this problem?
Well, we have pretty good experience of mobile internet business, and we have created service which is actually unique. It is unique because you can combine the data from your CVs and then the psychological data from the online tests, and we have already created that and ready to make it internationally ready.
Thank you.
Can you precise who is your target audience? Is the students or people that are already in the professional life?
Actually, our service is for lifetime career development. So the first, when you are entering before you enter the working life, the students can already know actually what are their strengths. So when they are deciding what to study they can get information from our service. We can get them information in what type of job similar person as you has been succeeded earlier.
Thank you. Is that it? Next on stage, Rolling Stories.
Meet Ava. She's 4. She's working on her story. Many of you with the smaller children know how technology savvy the kids are. Learning by doing, and storytelling is in our DNA. I'm Pekka. I'm with Rolling Stories. The schools will be flooded with tablets and computers, but they're missing interactive platforms and creative platforms. And multiliteracy, meaning text, pictures, videos, and sound, is an essential skill for the digital era. So this is what Rolling Stories is doing, and you actually watching it. It's a linearly moving platform that tackles all this totally different way than PowerPoint. You can simply drag and drop the pictures from the library, or you can bring your own pictures and start building your story. Pictures or then objects. So you can think about it, it's like a canvas. We bring the canvas, teachers bring the pedagogy, and the kids do the work, either alone or in groups, and they can share this securely. We've done pilots, and some of the feedback has been, Rolling Stories is more rich and complex platform than social media. Also, it builds and breaks storytelling, and it's also fun. Our primary market is pre-K and K, but we can scale further. We're going after the Nordic market first, and then Europe and USA. Our business model is €1 per student per month. And this translates to 150 million euros by 2025. Our go-to-market is going after the schools and school districts first, and then municipalities and ministries. But of course, we'll be working with publishers and hardware and software vendors, and also telecommunication operators. We have an awesome team. It's out of space, as you can see. We have a long history in storytelling from theater and film, also digitization projects, and software in mobile and internet. And our advisors have a strong background in early stage education and digital media. We are looking for 150K for further product development and go-to-market. We are Rolling Stories. Join us in our mission of multiliteracy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, can you tell more about the typical usage and the feedback that you had from teachers from your pilots?
Okay, so the typical usage has been, so we've been piloting with kindergartens and also all the way to the 6th graders. So the typical usage is that they make their own stories. If they would be going like outside and little trips and all that kind of stuff, so they start building their stories, either taking their own pictures or bringing pictures from our library. And the feedback has been awesome. You should see those kids laughing and making these stories.
Thank you.
So when you go to sell this to potential clients, like what's your sort of killer sell to them? Why should they use this over all the other products?
Okay, so based on the other products, so there's a lot of games that are there, but this is basically a creative platform. So it builds the skills of the multiliteracy and also the storytelling. So that's one of those things that there isn't really a platform that tackles all this. So this is, in that sense, very unique, and we've been getting really, really good feedback.
Thank you, Pekka. And next on the stage,
Thank you.
Please welcome Superlect.
Hello, everyone. Please consider lifelong learning after school for a while. With all the universities and all the online classes out there, knowledge is still not transferring in an optimal way, satisfying everyone. There's a lot of skills and talent not getting passed on. That's a huge loss for both those who could give the instructions and those who could receive it. We have a world full of passionate people who have fantastic skills, who could be educators, but they don't see themselves sharing. Why? Because it is not easy to set up a professional seminar. There's sign-ups, there's payments, there's event locales, there's learning to present everything. The odds start to be against you. But we're going to make it easy to share and start earning money by doing so. And at the same time, from us, our students get peer-rated, passionate teachers. What we arrange via our platform are micro-seminars. We have no barrier who can do it, who can participate, who can teach. It happens in real life, so you are not there struggling with connections and getting drowsing off when listening to what's going on. They are sustainable because they happen locally, and they are affordable because they are in such a small scale. Now, we need to do more than just a classifieds page or a ticket page to get this going. So we have to inspire these people, and when we have them inspired, we have to support them to find a locale, sell the event, and learn how to deliver the talk. We will do all this. Here's our acid test from Helsinki. Our co-founder did 20 of 3-hour micro lectures, and he earned 17,000 euros. Up next is LA, where we have people such as this who can populate our empty marketplace. Jabril is passionate about programming and machine learning, and he has a YouTube channel. With 90,000 subscribers, if he sells to 1% of these people, he makes 72,000, and at our 20% cut business model, we make 18,000. So up next, we go to LA, where we find more people like Jabril, 10 of them, at a $10 billion continuous professional development market. And we have raised our pre-seed funding and some money from the government to do it. Really quickly, we believe once we crack this equation, it will grow really rapidly and create some serious profit. Our team is our advantage. We have lived and breathed all of this ourselves as entrepreneurs, marketers, coders, ad agent people. Thank you.
Thank you, Antti.
What's the average duration of a program, and what are the most popular topics?
We have started on 1st of February. We have our MVP ready, and the first initial classes have just been listed there, so we cannot really answer yet that what is the most popular topic. Our clients will tell it to us when we get going. Typical course duration would be between 2 to 4 hours, and we would initially allow anything between 1 hour to 8 hours. So as long as it happens during one business day, so it's easy to arrange.
Thank you.
What unique insight did you get that made you choose LA as your next market?
We believe that, well, first of all, we have great contacts there. Also, we believe that in LA, the culture is just right, the demand is just right, the people are open to new ideas, they're open to becoming, they are open to stand up and start sharing. And it's a big market also, and from there the news would travel easily also.
Thank you, Antti. So next on stage will be World of Insights.
All right, welcome to World of Insights. We will radically transform corporate learning. Did you know that 85% of employees worldwide are disengaged at work? This means that they're either sleepwalking through their day or even actively sabotaging work. And this is also true in the corporate training. Most of corporate trainings, 80% of the time spent in corporate training is spent in front of presentations supported by PowerPoint. Yet we know that we need to be engaged and active in order to learn. But we are changing the game. Our games create engagement that impact way beyond training. People are already playing our games from China to Belgium, from the UK to North America. Our business model is based on 3 elements. We sell ready-to-play games on our web shop for the price of a business book. 10% of these customers then get on to buying higher value products, such as customized games. Each customized game generates more than 300 times the value of an off-the-shelf game. Each of our games is played on average by 30 people. By leveraging the data from these players, we can then convert 5% of these people, of these players, into new customers. And this is how we grow exponentially. In 4 years, we will have 20,000 customers and a turnover of 15 million euros. We already have 3 ready-to-play games on our web shop, and we will have 8 by the end of the year. We have already made as well 15 customized games on any topic around management issue, from new employee onboarding to digital transformation. We have an international team of talents from digital design and game development. We are already selling and we are growing fast, but we want to grow faster. This is why we are looking for people to join the adventure, people who can open doors to new markets, new business opportunities, and help us accelerate. We are looking for 200,000 in private equity. Are you ready to join the game? But beware, side effects might include awesome ideas and insights for business innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Eliza. Questions?
Are your games only physical games, or do you have also online games or mobile games?
Yes, they are physical games for the moment. I'm just going to take one here, for example. So they are card games and board games. And this is the strategy, to start with physical games, but then to leverage data online. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just what do you mean by customized games?
Yes, customized games is basically any management issue. So if you take, for example, a new employee onboarding, or it can be a game around values or digital strategy, anything that people want to not present in the form of a lecture supported by a PowerPoint, but really create engagement around, then we work with the content experts and we create a game around that.
Is that it? Thank you once more. Next on stage will be Ed.
This is Zolas. He's wondering why he's sitting in the classroom learning about things on the outside. You can define your classroom, what the boundaries really are. You can choose to bring the world into your classroom, or you can choose to bring your classroom back out into the world. Like this fort. You could understand about physics, about why roofs had to be preserved in a certain way. What are the solutions that you can do it through understanding forces, which is part of your syllabi. You could learn diction and particular words in Finnish as well. But how are we going to achieve this? BEAD is a hybrid off-the-grid technology that allows you to have access without internet on your mobile devices and also through web systems. It has an array of online booking systems and support structures as well to go with it. It literally allows you to go wherever you want to. We have validated with hundreds of students that there's 17% increase of content retention, student engagement, and even the Tourism Ministry of Malaysia has now granted us a 1.5-year contract because they see our increase in value that we bring to places of interest. But more so, because of our off-the-grid technology, we are here to close the economic divide so that poorer schools will be able to access fantastic pedagogical methodologies and lessons. In 1 year and officially 1 month today, we have acquired all these and at the same time acquired the largest providers of international education and private education in China, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. This is our model. We've got commissions, annual subscriptions, we're bringing the most, and customized travel and content. The world market stands at about 157 billion euros. But let's talk about Europe, 6 million students. And we're only talking about 457 million at 76 euros per child per annum. All we're asking for is 1.5 million euros and above. For 5%, we're going to get 5% market share in 2 years. And that's 8.3 million net profit for development of our platform in blockchain technology, access into the European market, and a pedagogical research center in Europe. So the question is, are you going to join us in closing that economic divide and bring OLES back into the world? Bede, learning is not just about reading, experience it.
Thank you, Michael. Oh, that's yours. You might need it still.
Yes.
Questions, please.
So how much have you done in sales so far?
We've already acquired those 2 schools in China, about 64 schools in total, more than 15 to 16,000 students in Southeast Asia. The Malaysian network of Fairview, inclusive Monash is coming online as well. GEMS also will be at a strategic level. That means the GEMS schools. So you can see it's Middle East, China, and Southeast Asia.
And what does that mean in sort of numbers terms, annual recurring revenue?
We will be glad to open up our numbers for you in a private conversation.
Next one, please.
I didn't understand the business model. The 76 euro per student, the school pays it, but then you have to pay the travel. Can you explain more the business model?
It was built on the fact that there are only 85% of students travel inside the locale of the country, only 5% travels outside. It includes our subscription costs, content costs, and also travel costs averaged out over that number. So that's about 76 euros. We're more than glad to show you step by step how we actually calculate it to the very last core.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. And last one of our spring batch, Go Play. Almost ready. Technical challenges.
Thank you. So, a big question on the screen. How to prepare our children for the world of tomorrow? Well, that's a big one, but let's first make sure there is a world of tomorrow. I'm Christian Lundqvist. I'm a teacher and a co-founder of GrowPlay, a game studio based in Stockholm. And we create game-based learning for children K-3 about sustainable development. So we have a couple of validated consumer games out on the market already. More than 4 million downloads and 250,000 monthly active users. And now we're entering the EdTech market. So why are we doing that? Well, we have identified 2 needs and problems in school after talking to more than 100 teachers. And the first one is that phenomenon-based education in STEAM, science, technology, is really hard and resource demanding. And the other one is that sustainability education is under prioritized. We want to fix this. And we want to bring the planet, the Mother Earth, into the classroom and in the end show students that she's the one setting the conditions for science, and she's also a very dear planet with limited resources that we need to take care of. So we are developing Grow Planet, an open world platform learning experience for children K to 3. And this is a self-paced learning journey. And you can compare this to Minecraft meets Khan Academy to imagine what kind of experience it is. And we have an approach where we address the sustainability issues as phenomena, as top subjects. And then we seamlessly tie in the core subjects. And this makes a two-in-one solution which teachers and students love. So imagine, for instance, that you're working on wind power or renewable energy. Can you still hear me? Kids are trying to create these wind power mills, and they explore, they get instructions, and they fail, and they try again. Eventually, they succeed. And they can stop, reflect, repeat, and go back in a self-paced mode. This is not a game experience on screen only. It's a blended learning experience where digital meets in real-life experiences, teacher-led, where you bring the world into the classroom, out on the schoolyard doing experiments and going on excursions, and then you go back into the world. The business model is really straightforward. It's a €9 per student per year. And we also have a multi-channel distribution reaching all low-end devices with an internet connection in the world. And we have a very low cost per user, so it allows us to promise a high profit margin. So if you're interested in hearing more, please hook up with me after this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
So questions from the jury?
What's the background of the team and what games have you shipped before?
So you can check out our games marketing on our website. There you'll see them, but there are consumer games, a number of them, and you saw the numbers before. The team is really experienced in game design and in education. I'm a former teacher, so both those industries meet in GrowPlay.
Thank you.
And was the previous game also focusing on sustainability issues, or?
Yes, that's our core mission, to drive sustainability development.
And is that your plan in the longer term to focus on only sustainability, or to extend
Yes.
to other skills?
Yes, in the EdTech area, we are focusing on sustainability education because that's an under-prioritized area in schools. So that's the problem we're solving.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for our entire Spring 2018 batch. Next, there will be 2 more startups presenting on the stage. They are members of our alumni that we are really, really proud of. The first one from our fall 2017 batch is Utelias. Welcome.
My name is Kristiina Päkkönen, and this is Johanna Hemminki, the leading specialist in robot-based learning. I have a strong background in marketing and startups, and I've been an entrepreneur for more than 10 years. We have in our teams several teachers, developers, and people who can help us to go to the markets we want to go first, meaning China and Turkey and Emirates. And we are dealing with the biggest problem in the world. Not everyone have access to learning. And especially in some areas of South Asia and Africa, the lack of a qualified English teacher is keeping people in poorness. And also we, privileged one who have access to learning, we know that it's not easy to learn a new language. You have issues because you cannot read language by reading books, but you should keep on practicing. but you don't want to speak, because if you cannot the language, you know you sound stupid, so you skip it and you don't learn. And also teachers know that they should put students to talk, but they don't have, unfortunately, time to do that. So we decided to create, use digitalization. And you can Google if you want to. You can Google Elias robot, or you can Google if someone has done this before, because I can bet that you cannot find that anybody else has done it. So we are first in the world AI-based solution for practicing foreign language speaking. And you can use our Elias robot with all devices, but pupils, they prefer robots. These are our end users in Tampere. They are playing with our Elias application. And I should mention that we are only 7 months old startup. We launched our MVP on February, and schools started to buy it with the real money from the beginning. We have a lot of quality media coverage in all continents already. The market is huge. Teachers know us already. It seems that it's wonderful. People think that you don't have to be able to read in order to learn language, as you can do with our application. So we are making money already, but of course not enough money to do all these things we want to do. So that's why we are here. We are looking for advisors to help us with the software business development, and to help in going to the markets we want to go. And I think it's time to invest into future. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, please?
Yeah, can you help me understand how it works? Do you speak with the robot, or what's the deal?
Yeah, the teacher put kids to talk with the robot. You can test it after this meeting, how you communicate. And there is an app you can use when you make a robot to have conversations.
Okay, thank you.
How much does it cost for the school?
We are selling a license. 1 year is 3,900 euros.
Please.
Okay, cool. So next question is, why do you need a physical robot for that?
Yeah, you don't need. Indeed, you can, if you have in school only one robot, the rest of the kids can use their iPhones in order to use our application. But it's more entertaining when you are working with robot. And of course, it's a social robot we use now. Robot, it can dance, for instance. It's very motivating if you can make a robot to dance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the final team pitching today is from our first 2016 spring batch. So welcome on the stage, Seppo.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Riku Alkio. I'm the founder and CEO of Seppo. This is Noora, actually. I was working as a teacher in Finland, actually in Helsinki, one of the upper secondary schools. And it was back in 2011 when we took a student group to Rome for Exchange Week. Before we started the project, we asked the students that, hey, what would you like to do in Rome to make the week as interesting as possible? And Noora and her fellow students said that, hey, we want to make a game in Rome. They created Amazing Race Church Edition. And to be honest, I've never seen the students being so excited about learning. And the feedback of the game was so positive that I decided to stop working as a teacher. I quit my job and started to be an entrepreneur. So we ended up to build a platform for any teacher to create your own educational games. So, and also we have a content library on the side where the teachers can download ready-made games from the library created by other teachers. All the games that are played or created on the platform are played in the real-world settings. So it's very pedagogical package that the teachers can use. Very easy to use, and you just choose the game area and create the task, and the players there will log in with mobile devices. But I think what makes us different, I honestly think that the next future success stories also in education lie on platform products. And Seppo is clearly a platform product. Secondly, we are using gamification, and there's a research done that, okay, games enhance learning. Third thing is local content. We help teachers to gamify their lesson plans, to gamify the national curriculum. And the fourth thing is that, okay, Seppo has straight from the start designed to take the best out of mobile devices. So students can answer with pictures, videos, audio files. So we turn phones and tablets into a real serious productive devices. We have users in about 40 countries by now, and we have offices in Dubai, Helsinki, and Sao Paulo. By the end of June, we will have distributors in about 15 countries. So the saga that started from Rome is now spreading all over the world. We are selling licenses. The business model is pretty straightforward. We are selling licenses to schools, municipalities, school districts, from primary to the university level. But it's not only schools that are using Seppo, also some other educational institutions and also corporates have found us, and then corporates are using Seppo to gamify their internal trainings, for example. We are in the scaling phase, and now we are raising money to speed up the international growth, and we are looking for 500,000 to 1 million. And what we will do with the money, so we will open new market areas, and then we will also strengthen our sales and marketing in the areas that we are already working on. Thank you, and if you want to join me and my team to build Seppo, the global brand of game-based learning, I'll be available after the pitch. Thank you.
Thank you, Riku.
Yes, I have a question about the map. What kind of maps do you have, and how can we enrich the library of maps?
So actually we are using a kind of a Google map. It's a Mapbox service, a global service, and then you can just localize. You can zoom it to the schoolyard or to the neighboring park, or if you want to build a game on the Champs-Élysées, it's totally doable. You just zoom in, the teacher chooses. It's an open street map that it's available with the platform. But half of the games actually which are built on the platform, they are built on a picture. So you don't have to use the authentic environment, but you can still sit in the classroom. That is not our idea, but you can build the game on any picture. So you don't have to take the learning to use a GPS map.
Okay, and can the teacher share his content after having created?
Yes, Joe, it's totally up to the teacher if you want to share it to the library or to the community. But it's doable, up to the teacher if you want to do it. And with the companies, actually, we are able to do the white label thing. So many companies who are using Seppo, they want us to look at like the platform look like under their logos.
Thank you. Anything else? Thank you, Seppo.
Thank you.
So these were the pitches for today. If anybody of you is interested in hearing more, then our startups will stay here in this room for a few extra minutes afterwards. So please, feel welcome to bug them and try how well they are prepared for your tough questions. Other than that, I would like to thank you all for participating, listening through all the pitches. Today, at least to me, was really great. It was, from my personal perspective, great to witness the growth and development of all of our startups. And this is a really proud moment for all of our community to see how far all of the startups have come from when they started in our program. Next in the program, there will be a break, followed by greetings from the mayor of Helsinki. And our CEO, Antti, will say a few words.
So all our teams have done tremendous amount of work this spring. So would you all teams, everyone who is here now, please come to the stage. We want to give you a great applaud for all the hard work that you have been doing. So take a stand on the stage, every one of our teams. So please join us. Is everyone here?